So I think I'm gonna start a YouTube, and I honestly think it's just gonna be like a little video diary because I have no friends. All my friends live in another state. All I have right now is my boyfriend and my mom and my boyfriend's family. So I think I'm just gonna start and make a video diary and post it on YouTube. I want it to be like something that people can relate to, something that a lot of other higher influencers don't talk about, something that is actual like life advice, and I want to be someone that like people can go to talk. Obviously I'm not gonna be really big, but it's gonna make me feel better knowing I can maybe help other people when I didn't have a lot of people in my life. So hopefully this kind of helps me, and hopefully it really helps a lot of other people. I don't think I'm gonna edit that much either. I want it to really be like as if you were here with me, and like just talk about my life, talk about what I've learned since I was little, and talk about anything I'm going through. Even when I get a car, I will do vlogs all the time. Hopefully I'll get a camera because I'm just using my phone right now, but that's okay. I'm kind of nervous. I've never just like talked to my phone before. That's kind of weird, but it's okay. I have so much to say, but like I don't know how to say it. Let's do like a video about myself. Let's see. A little bit about myself is that I'm 19, almost 20. Sorry, my finger keeps going over there on the camera. I'm almost 20. I'll be 20 in July 23rd. I have the same birthday as Stefan from Vampire Diaries. So that's my favorite show, by the way, in case anyone was wondering. You guys probably weren't, but it's okay. What else? I live in Georgia, and I cannot wait to get out of Georgia because I've been here most of my life and I'm tired of it. I either want to go back up north or maybe out west. My boyfriend really wants to go out west, and I've never been out west, so I'm like down, but like I also really want to go up north, but I don't, because I have a lot of people who like give like bad vibes up there, because I used to live in New Hampshire, and so I just have a lot of bad just a lot of bad things up there. So I'll visit, but like I don't know if I want to move back up there. Yeah. So I don't really know how this works either. I'm just kind of talking to the camera, and I'm just hoping that like I'll just eventually get my nerves down and I'll be able to talk about anything. I'm actually not really nervous anymore, but it's just kind of weird because I'm just staring at myself. Like, I'm making sure I'm in these little lines. Yeah, so anyways, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I honestly was just like, I need to have someone to talk to because I just feel so alone right now. And I don't mean to cry on my first YouTube video, like I promise I'm not that depressed, but my grandpa just passed away a couple days ago, and it's been really hard, and that's kind of what I want to talk about. I don't mean to be like so depressing, but like I don't have anyone. Like I have people in New Hampshire, and I have my boyfriend, and he's great, like honestly, and his family has been there for me, but like, you know, I don't have any friends I can go to and be like, hey, you know, you want to hang out? And like whenever I go through things, I always like distance myself, and I feel like a lot of people do that, and that's okay. Like I distance myself all the time, and like honestly that is really okay. But like it's just been really hard, and like I don't know, I knew him all my life, and I literally saw him. What's today? What is today? I don't know, like 4 or 5 days ago. And he was in the hospital. I told him how much I'm like doing so much better. I'm driving, and that's like a really big accomplishment for me because when I was younger, I lived in a city, so I never wanted to drive, and I didn't think I could. I was so scared. And now I'm driving, and I don't have my license yet, but my boyfriend's teaching me, and I can go on the road. I trust myself on the road for the most part. And like he was so proud of me. His face like lit up, and he was just so proud of me. So excuse me, I had a burp. I just ate cookie dough. So yeah, and he was just so proud of me, and I really wanted him to like see me get a car and see me get my license. I was telling him what car I want. Don't judge me, but I want a Kia Soul so bad. Bro, they're so cute. Like, they're so small and little boxy. They're so cute. Oh my god. But my mom said they're really bad cars, but they're so cute. Like, but it's okay. I'm gonna get a car by the summer, hopefully. Because when I get a car, I'm gonna go everywhere. Because all I have is myself. So I'm gonna take myself on little trips and go get myself some coffee and go to a tattoo place if I want a tattoo, like right then and there. Go get a piercing. Like, it's gonna be so bad, but I'm gonna have so much freedom. And yeah, it's just gonna be so much fun. And then another thing is like, I've had a great year. Like, honestly, like a really good year. But lately, I've just been like so, I don't want to say sad. I've been so stressed because I love the holidays. I'm a very festive person. I love Halloween and I love Christmas. Any other holiday, I don't really care. But Halloween and Christmas, my two favorites. And Halloween, I didn't really get to do anything this year, so that was kind of bummy. We did decorate a little bit, but like I just wasn't feeling it. And then Christmas, I'm also not really feeling it. I'm usually like singing Christmas music by now, and I'm like trying so hard to be festive. Like, I was trying to watch Elf today, and I just fell asleep. I was like, meh. And that's my favorite movie. My favorite movie. And I couldn't watch it. I don't know who I am. Like, what am I doing wrong? And like, I'm just so stressed out because I feel like I have to give everyone something for Christmas because I love giving people things. And for Christmas especially, I want to spoil everyone I love, like my friends from New Hampshire and my boyfriend, like, and his family and my mom. And then like my job, I work at Waffle House, and my job just remodeled, and now like we have no customers. I'm a server, so I live on tips. I get $2 an hour and I live on tips. And the other night I literally came home with $30. The night after that I came home with $40, and that was me working 10-hour shifts. I work 9 p.m. to 7 o'clock in the morning, and I came home with $40. That is ridiculous. I used to come home with $150, and now the most I made this week was like $95. I have bills to pay. I have rent to pay. I have gifts to get. Like, and so his mom had to remind me, it's about family. I know it's about family. I love my family. I'm glad that I have my family, but I want to give them stuff. Like, as much as it's not about gifts, like, to me, I like the giving part. Like, I like them being happy that they got what they wanted for months, and then being like, oh my god, you remembered I wanted this, even though they talked about it like 4 months ago, And like, I'm trying not to let it get to me. I'm trying to be positive. I'm a very positive person usually. Like, even when I'm annoyed or pissed off, it takes me like a lot to get to that point of like, frick everything, like, but I'm to that point. Because right after I was stressing about my money, and then my pops passed away, and I was covering someone's shift that night, and this happened on Saturday night. No, Sunday night. So I was covering a shift for somebody, and I promised them, I was like, yeah, I'm going to come. And then I got the phone call, and let me just explain what happened. I got a phone call from my mom first, and she was calling me crying, and she was like, I'm gonna try not to cry, guys. I'm trying really hard, so if I laugh, it's because I don't want to cry. Okay, so she called me, FaceTimed me. She was crying, and she was driving, and I was like, where are you going? And she said that Pops has had CPR for 20 minutes. And I was like, 20 minutes? Like, that's a long time. And I stayed on the phone, made sure she was safe and okay. She lives 40 minutes away from the hospital, so I know she was kind of speeding a little bit getting to the hospital. And my boyfriend was not home. His family was not home. Everyone was gone. It was just me in the house alone with the dogs. So then I started crying, and I was like, it took me a minute. Like, I was like, CPR. And I had like I know what CPR is, but it had a process, you know what I mean? And so I was like, CPR for 20 minutes. Like, I don't think they can recover him after 20 minutes. And it just like fucking hit me, and I was like, Mom, I'm gonna call the hospital. She's like, okay, pretend to be me. I was like, okay, hang up, call the hospital. And I'm like, hey, I said his name. I was like, hey, is Earl in the hospital? Is he okay? And they're like, who am I speaking to? And I pretend to be my mom, Jessica. And I'm like, this is Jessica. And then they're like, okay, you need to meet up with his wife right now. And that's when I fucking knew. Sorry, I don't know if I can cuss, but I knew, that, what they said. So I immediately called my mom back, and by that time, she was already with his wife. And the first thing she said to me was, he passed. And I just broke down crying. And I called my boyfriend, and I'm like, babe, we need to go to the hospital right now. I don't have my license, so I couldn't drive. So ironically, he literally showed up to the house right that second. And he was like, I'm outside, come outside. I don't even put, I have medicine, I didn't even bring my medicine. I literally just put on slippers, and not slippers like slides, slippers you can barely walk outside on. I put those on, had no jacket on, and it was freezing outside. I just ran to the car, and we just sat there. He already knew where to take me. I just sat there, and then I just started crying again. I just broke down again. And I was like, I've never gone through this. A couple months back, I went through a death with his wife's side of the family, and me personally, I knew him, I loved him, but I was not it was not immediate family. You know what I mean? And I grieved over that. The funeral. And that was my first funeral ever. In 19 years, I never went to a funeral until this year. With him. And obviously, I kind of realized then wow, death is real, and everyone has to deal with that. That's just crazy. And so then we're on the way to the hospital. Anyways, we're on the way to the hospital, and I immediately, run out of the truck, and the freaking door wouldn't open. I don't know why. And then my mom had to come and get me because the door wouldn't open. And then, no, the nurse had to come and get me. And then, like, she was leading me. I saw my mom literally on the ground like this. Hold on, let me demonstrate. She was on the ground against the wall, and she was just like this. And she was sobbing. And, like, I ran up to her, like, I have never seen her like that. I ran up to her, I hugged her, you know, and then we got to go in the room with him, and he was just laying there, and it was just, it's a memory you don't forget. It's definitely not something you can forget. And we spent time with him, we said our goodbyes, and, hold on. Right, I felt like I was going to cry. So then we finally came home, and my mom was crazy and was like, I can drop you off back at your boyfriend's. No, I'm not leaving you. Like, she was crazy. There was no way I was leaving my mom to deal with this situation by herself. Excuse me. So I've been here for about 4 days. And I don't think it's getting easier on either of us. The first day, we cried, and we went to sleep. The second day, we kind of were numb at that point. We woke up, we got some coffee, we could go out, you know, get some coffee. I was hungry, so, and then our friend came over, and we watched a movie, you know, and then she fell asleep, and then that night, it hit me like a fucking truck. Like, I was just looking at old pictures, and I was like, wow, we were so young. When we were young, he used to do all these things with me. Like, I used to love going four-wheeling with him. Like, he would put me on the four-wheeler, and we would drive, and, like, he taught me how to hunt, and I was, like, in the little, like, I was, like, really young, but I don't know what these camouflage things are called, but, like, you hide in those, and, like, you look at the turkey. Okay, but, like, I loved it when I was young. As I grew up, you know, I don't really like the stuff anymore, but I do like fishing. Like, I do like fishing, and, he taught me how to fish. I never caught a fish, though. You wanna know what I got? I got an anchor. An anchor. Always a laughing moment for us. And then, another little backstory that I'll get into maybe in, like, another video. I left for 2 years without no contact of any of my family. And when I came back home, he was so happy I was back. He was so happy, and his face lit up, and he was like, I miss you. You're always my little girl. And I was always his little girl. I know he loved me. And last night, I felt so guilty. I felt like it was my fault if I didn't leave for those 2 years. Like, I could have had those 2 years with him. And I know it's not my fault. It's not my fault. I can't blame myself on that. It was a mistake on my part, yes, but it wasn't my fault. I didn't know at the time. And he still loved me. I still love him. I'll always love him. I know he's, like, probably right next to me. He's probably, like, hugging me right now, or watching me, or listening. I know I can talk to him anytime I want to, anytime. And I keep trying to tell my mom the positives. He had a lot of bad health problems, and I think that it's really good that he's not suffering anymore, because I know he was not happy with all those health problems. He was happy for us. He loved his family. But, you know, he's happier where he is now, and that makes me happy, knowing he's not suffering. And I feel like I need to look at it in a positive way, even though he's not here anymore, and even though, you know, I want to hug him and I want to hear his voice, I can't. And that's okay, because he's still here with me. I just physically cannot see him, but that's okay. He's here, and he'll always be in my heart. And I'm getting a tattoo of him. It's an outline that I drew myself, and it was of this picture. I don't know how to like upload pictures on here yet, but like if I figure that out, I will. And his smile on his face was just so big. He was like, and I was like right here, like I was so little. I did the outline, and I think I'm gonna get it like on my arm. Hold on. I think like right here on my arm. I think that would be a good place. And then I also want to get like his date like right there. Yeah. And I want to get a lot of other tattoos, but that's another subject. Yeah. And so it's been really hard. So I just wanted to like talk. And if you're going through like this process how I am, maybe you can watch some more videos, because I'm definitely going to post more videos in this process, because I know it's not going to get any easier anytime soon. But I think that once I am surrounded, you know, I know I have a good support system around me, but sometimes it does get lonely at night. I want to make sure that, like, you guys, if anyone is watching, I want to make sure that you guys, like, know that you're not alone, and that there's somebody out there going through the same things that you are. And maybe not the same exact, but, like, grief is everywhere. Like, I was lucky that it took 19 years for me to experience something like this. Most people, you know, experience it a lot younger. And so I was sheltered. I never knew how this felt. Like, this is like a snap in reality for me. So it's definitely very hard. And I'm trying to deal with it in the best way possible. But I don't think there's really like a best way to cope with a death in the family. But I am trying. I am. And like, I know he loves me, and that's what's really keeping me like okay. Like, I know he saw me grow from this, like, a couple years ago I was not who I am today. I was a total bitch. And I've grown, and he's seen me progress, like, from being a teenager to being almost 20 and finally figuring my life. I still have so much to go and so many things to learn, but I'm really figuring out my life right now, and I'm so glad he got to see me grow up like that. And I hope he forgives me. I know he does, but I hope I forgive myself for what I did in those 2 years, and I think I will. It's just part of the process. You know, there's sadness, anger. I'm angry, trust me. Sadness, anger, and then guilt. And then I don't know what the other ones are, because I've only gone through those 3. But I'm going to record my process through all of this. And this has actually made me feel so much better. I actually like this. So hopefully, even if no one watches this, I mean, I hope people do, just because I don't want you to feel alone. I want you to know that there's other people, like, going through the same things, and it's okay to feel any emotions. And I'm going to post process of this step by step, and it's not going to be easy, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to record how I feel every day, and it will get better. I know it will over time. And so this is just my coping right now. I just was like, let me pull out my camera. So I've been wanting to start a YouTube for a long time. I felt like this was a very what is the word, vulnerable feeling I'm feeling right now, and that's okay that I'm sharing it to the world. and hopefully people see this, and yeah, I just hope it helps people. So if you are watching, please subscribe. You don't have to, but if you do subscribe, I'll be posting more videos about this process and about my life, more about me, some vlogs soon, some achievements, and definitely some life advice I've had, and how I've grown in the years. I definitely have a lot of life advice, especially for you teenagers, because I was once a teenager too. I still technically am, but I've grown up a lot more, so I know how it is living in high school. So yeah, definitely subscribe and like, and yeah, thank you. Have a good night. I'm editing right now, and I thought that I should let you guys know that I have not been just chilling, you know. I feel like I didn't tell you guys enough that I've been grieving. I'm gonna insert some pictures right here now that I know how to do it. It's definitely been very difficult. So, like, however you grieve, whether it's crying, whether it's just shock and shut down, whether it's, you know, drinking or smoking, it's okay to do that, but just make sure you pick yourself back up. And after you unhealthily cope with something, make sure you healthily cope with it now. You gotta let it sink in, and it will take a long time. Like, I don't think it's fully synced in for me. It's only been a couple days, so I know it hasn't. And I've been crying like crazy, and I'm trying to stop crying because I don't think my eyes can get any bigger. They're so puffy. But I just wanted to just also say that it is okay to grieve. Let it out. Cry. Scream. Do whatever you want to do. Be angry. But then pull yourself together and know and be blessed to have who you have around you. Be blessed to have the rest of your family you may have your friends, and just be blessed to have a home. You know, there's so many blessings that people just like don't even think of. You are blessed in so many ways, and you gotta think positive, and you will be so strong. And I know that if you guys are grieving, you will get through it just how I am. I don't think I'm gonna get through it right now, but I know I'm gonna push through. And that's why I'm talking to you guys, and that's why I'm making this video. I want to put awareness out there that it is okay to grieve, and it is okay to feel all these thoughts and feelings. It's okay. And so yeah, I just thought I would